So what does it mean to walk in your divine purpose? There are people literally right now trying to figure out the purpose of their life. But when you think about the 7 billion people that are walking on this earth, everybody is designed with a purpose that can help others. Can you really make money by being you? Well, today we're going to talk about the $1 billion life coaching business and how you can actually build wealth by giving people advice and being exactly who you are today. Let's get it.
Pay attention and listen, we about to teach class. Inside the vault, my man Ash Cash. So get your man right. Thursday nights, 8 p.m. to see him and change your life. Millionaire mindset, the best on earth. Blueprint, the wealth, the knowledge network. So get it while you can, and he's standing right here. Just come inside the vault and see black millionaires. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Come inside the vault and see black millionaires. Oh yeah, oh yeah. You won't ask cash, you can catch it right here in the vault.
So welcome to another awesome episode of Inside the Vault with Ash Cash, the #1 financial literacy show that will teach you how to live in abundance spiritually, practically. We're giving you all the game. And we have an exciting guest with us today, right? A lot of people have always said, you know what? I want to walk in my purpose and I want to find what my purpose is. Well, people don't realize that you have a divine assignment. Like when you were conceived on this earth, there was something specifically here for you to do. And with 7 billion people on this earth, there's somebody waiting for you to walk into that assignment. Well, we got the coaches. We got the coach of coaches, Miss Kelly, or Coach Kelly J, in the building with us. Coach Kelly, how you doing?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me on the show.
No, it's my pleasure. I love this interview is going to be awesome. So y'all make sure y'all take notes because you are practically teaching everyday people how to build wealth, massive wealth, by really being who they are, right?
Yes.
But before we get there, for those who don't know, who is Coach Kelly J?
I am the coach's coach. I teach the people that reach the people, which means that it's my divine assignment to reach people who are leaders so that I can get all the jewels in my crown by teaching people who are reaching other people. That's the easiest way to spread my tentacles with the gift and the divine assignment that I was given. So the thing is, like you said, there's a lot of people that are searching for their purpose and they're searching for why they were put here. And they're looking on the outside of them for that. But it's really on the inside of them. If they look and they see, what do I enjoy doing? What am I doing when time lapses and I don't even realize the time has gone by? You know, you start looking there for what your purpose is and to realize that you can absolutely monetize it. Most people don't realize that. Right. You know, I wake up every day and I feel like I get paid to be me. And that's the best feeling in the world.
And talk to us a little bit about this, right? Because life coaching is $1 billion business.
Yes.
Right? And a lot of people want to get into life coaching or maybe even doing life coaching and they not get paid for it. How do you walk into that? How do you, as an everyday person, understand that you have something that somebody needs and that people are willing to pay you for that something?
Great question. Here's the thing. Anyone that has been through something, and as, 30, 40, 50-year-olds, you've been through something in life. Well, you didn't go through that thing in vain. So there's people that are going through that thing now that need your help, be it divorce, be it financial strain, be it, anything that you've gone through that you wish you would have had a somebody to reach on, to lean on, to get advice from, to consult with. There's somebody who's already finished with it. And that they can teach you. They're at step 10 now. They're at step 2. You're at step 10. And you can monetize that. And most people don't realize that because it's already easy to them. They already came on the other side of it. You know, what's something you've been through?
Man, low income, transition from corporate America to entrepreneurship.
Yes.
Juggling, being an entrepreneur with family life, trying to be the best dad, from the block to the bank, how to transition from the corner to corporate America.
Okay, let's just take one.
Yeah.
Being an entrepreneur or trying to get into the entrepreneurship game as a corporate employee.
Yeah.
How many people is that their story?
Millions.
Millions.
Yeah.
And they don't know what to do.
Yeah.
But now that you are an entrepreneur, you know the things they went through. You know the outward things that they had to deal with to get there. You also know the inward things, the mindset things that they had to overcome to get there.
Yeah.
So if you could reach back and help that person that is just starting and say, listen, you're going to have to get a business bank account. You're going to have to get an LLC. You're going to have to start a social media page. You're going to have to show up consistently. So all of these things that they have to do, they don't realize where to start. Well, it's simple to you because you already did it.
Right.
All they know is that they're in their job and they're frustrated and they want to get out and they're tired of looking at those stupid gray cubicles every day, which is a corporate graveyard, but we won't even go there yet.
Yeah.
Right? They're tired of that, but they don't know where to start. So if they pass you on Instagram and they're just scrolling on Instagram and you have content of how to get out of corporate America, they're like, no, wait a minute. Somebody knows how?
Yeah.
They have the steps.
Yeah.
And you tell them, oh, I'm having a free class on Saturday to teach everyday people how to get out of corporate America, just like I did. Do you think they're going to come to your class?
100%. Yeah.
Next thing you know, you got a business. And then at the end of that free class, you give them the opportunity to enroll in your program. You think they're going to sign up?
100%.
If you position that workshop correctly to show them that you already did it.
Yeah.
And you can walk them through.
Yeah. Listen. So first of all, this is how you know she the coach's coach, because she just coached me, right? On my show, she just coached me, right? And so I love, and so if y'all didn't catch what she just did, right? And I love that you did it that way, because now people have been able to see that, where because I went through something, I successfully I got through it successfully. I am now an expert in how to transition from corporate America to entrepreneurship.
Yes.
Right. And even as that expert, there are like literally millions of people who, we talk about the Great Resignation, right? Where people are resigning because they're like, you know what? I ain't doing this corporate America thing anymore. And then now once they realize that they don't want to do the corporate America thing, now they're trying to figure it out on their own. Well, why try to figure it out on your own when there's somebody that has already done it,
right?
That, can teach you and show you the blueprint on how to do it, right? And so I wish that I found you earlier, because one of the things that I did, so specifically, I coach, entrepreneurs, coaches, how to create 6 and 7 figure businesses from their book, right? Yeah. When I left corporate America, the way I was able to become the authority was to write a book. Right. And then I've been able to scale it. And then now I teach people how to do that, right? But one of the things that my mistake is I started coaching people one-on-one.
Ooh, wait.
Tell me why that's a mistake.
Ooh, you're just going to make me just start itching to even say that. That is a mistake because you are going to max out very, very quickly. You get out of the job not just to not do that job anymore. If you're going to leave your job, you need to build in a way that you are also factoring in more time freedom. Time freedom to do what you want, spend time with your family, spend time with your spouse, travel. Well, that's what most of us like to do. So you don't want to position yourself to go from one job working for somebody else to a job just working for yourself, because then you're still working 8 hours.
Right.
And so if
and sometimes even more as an
even more,
entrepreneur. Yeah.
most of the time,
Most of the
even
time,
more.
yeah,
But the Instagram highlight reels won't tell you all that part.
Yeah.
But since we're inside the vault, we just want to keep it 100. Can we do that?
Absolutely. 100%.
Can I say 100 and if I'm not from New York?
Oh, you can say
Is that okay?
Of course.
Is it okay? I'm just
as the Southern Belle.
Southern Belle. Can you give me my stripes?
Absolutely.
So we're gonna keep it 100 here on the show. Yeah. and you're not going to be able to scale if you are meeting with clients, 8, 10 clients a day. And you're not going to be able to show up for all those clients the same way if you're doing that with each person. So let's just skip over the whole one-on-one. That's the business model that I teach. Let's put those people who are going through the same thing in a group and allow them to thrive off of the stories of each other.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
When coaches who are already coaching come to me, they're of the mindset that they cannot get their clients a result if it's not one-on-one. And I tell them it's a whole lie.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a whole mistruth that you've accepted, and it's just not true.
Yeah.
When you are working with a client one-on-one, they only have their own story in their own head and then what you're telling them, but you're so far ahead of them already, it's a little bit unrealistic.
Yeah.
But if you put them alongside other people that are at the same step 2 and the same step 3 as them, they're like, oh, okay, it's normal for me to feel this way. Yeah. And then they have a tendency to keep going.
Yeah.
So it just creating that community environment has people thrive better, faster, deeper.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to just put people in your program and, you're giving them the modules and stuff. You want it to get in their soul.
Yeah.
When it gets in their soul, they change not just them, but everybody around them.
Yeah. 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 I love that because, I'm a part of a bunch of, masterminds and group coaching, and the honest truth is I learn from my peers more than I learn from, not more, but as much as I learn from the, whoever's running the mastermind. Because even while I'm listening to other people ask questions, right? I'm putting myself in that scenario.
Yes.
And when, the facilitator or, whoever's answering that question, they're answering it for that one person. They've also answered it for me, and they're asking questions that I may have not thought of or not in that way. And so I agree, with that. And then just from a wealth perspective, though, right? How much more lucrative is group coaching compared to one-on-one coaching?
Oh my goodness. I make more than I ever have, and I work less than I ever have.
Oh, that's say, look at the camera. Say that one more time. Cause I want the people, say it again for the people in the back.
Yes, group coaching has allowed me to work, to make more than I've ever made and work less than I've ever had to. I literally, with my group coaching business model, I literally have 2 hours of client fulfillment a week. Not a month, a week. Now, does that mean I sit around for the other 38 hours and eat bonbons and do nothing? I could. But I don't. I do other things to grow and scale my business. But as far as client fulfillment, 2 hours a week.
Wow. And just to put it in perspective, I won't put all your business out there though, right? But there was a day in which you made 6 figures. Is that true? I don't know if that's a truth or not.
It's true.
Wow.
It's true.
In one day.
6
figures.
Yes.
By running the group coaching model.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's no way I could have done it if I was coaching one-on-one.
Hey, how you guys doing? Hold on, don't press that button, because that's what I do every time I'm looking at an ad that I don't want to see. This ad just happened to be life-changing. I just happen to own one of the biggest home healthcare companies in the state of Georgia. I can help you create your own. Just to give you a little bit of insight, I send out registered nurses, LPNs, and CNAs to take care of people inside of the homes that cannot take care of themselves. But guess what? You don't have to have any medical background, and you don't have to have any medical knowledge. So if you're wanting to change your life and you have a passion for actually taking care of people, then go ahead and sign up for Home Healthcare Blueprint. I'll see you guys later.
Just to put it in more perspective, right? If you are a coach, or any type of service provider for that matter, and you are working with people one-on-one, you only have 24 hours, right?
Right.
And so even if you stress it and you work 16 hours a day, that's only 16 clients you can have.
Right.
But if you decided to do a group coaching program, and even if you coach every single day, you could literally coach thousands of people in a group setting
Yes.
than you could in a one-on-one setting.
And that's exactly what I do.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's not so much about the income. And the income is there. The income is a result of the impact that I'm making in the world in walking in my divine assignment. But it's the number of people you can impact. Here's the thing: most coaches get into the coaching industry because they know in their heart they're meant to help people. 9 times out of 10, when coaches come to me, they're like, or the people come to me, they say, I know I'm meant to help people. I don't know where to start. So if you're somebody that is you can start, but when you put them in that group, you're reaching thousands of people. And let me say this too, they don't come to you for everything anymore.
Yeah.
They start talking to each other.
Right.
Like we're in a mastermind together, right, Ash? And we start talking to each other on the breaks. We collab with each other. That's half the value of the mastermind. What's going on break? Where are you getting into? What are you going to next? How can we collab? So there's more than one reason. It's not just the monetary. It's not just the time freedom. It's the impact that you're making in the world. I've been doing this for several years now. I have people who they're going to each other's weddings. They are traveling across the world together. They are doing life together because they met in a group coaching program.
Wow.
Isn't that amazing?
That's amazing. And just to take it a step further though, is if you're somebody who wants impact in this world and you don't choose the right business model, you're actually stifling your growth. You're actually not maximizing your divine purpose. So if you're saying, listen, this is my divine purpose, I want to walk in my purpose, I want to help people. And if you decide, like, you know what, I'm going to do it this way instead of that way, you're stifling, right? And so what do you say to that person who is like, you know what, this all sounds good, but I don't have a degree, I don't have a certificate, I don't have the time, like, I get it, but like I don't have the time to go through the education that's required to become a life coach.
Ooh-wee. Their story, their blood, sweat, and tears is their PhD.
Oh, yeah.
It really is. Yeah. It's like going to a drug rehab. Do you want somebody who was on drugs before and that knows the withdrawals that you're going through? Or do you want somebody who learned what withdrawals are in a book?
Oh, that's a good point.
Right?
Yeah.
You want somebody who truly understands. Being a mom, I don't want somebody to deliver a baby who is a male. I don't want a doula who is a male. I need you to understand what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So people will really hear you and really feel you if you've been in their shoes. And it makes your story of when you went through it, it makes it not be in vain anymore. It allows it to now come full circle. And it's the best feeling in the world to be able to do that.
Wow. And I love that you said that because, I think that a lot of times people discredit themselves because of what they went through instead of using their story as power. Right. Like that, like they'll say to themselves, well, because I went through this and I'm not where I want to be, how can I possibly coach somebody? What would you say to that person?
Yes, I hear that all the time. It's how much further are you than the person? All right, I have 2 boys. They're 2 years apart. If the 4-year-old, they're not 4 now, they're older, but if the 4-year-old could teach the 2-year-old how to tie his shoes, is the 4-year-old an expert?
Yeah.
He's not necessarily an expert, but he knows more than the 2-year-old. Right? So you just have to be a couple of steps ahead of that person to teach them the way. And as you're growing, because you got to have you a coach too.
Right.
If you're gonna be coaching people, you need to have you a coach too. But as long as you are a couple of steps ahead of them, you are absolutely their saving grace.
And so, where does one start, right? If somebody is interested in getting into the group coaching, and or starting a group coaching program, what's the first place? Where do they start?
It really depends on their seriousness, and this is what I mean by that.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are just trying to see something real quick; they're just curious. And if that's you, then follow me on YouTube, Coach Kelly J On Demand, or follow me on Instagram at Coach Kelly J. Watch my free content. But if you already know that you want to do this, come over to my challenge. I have a challenge every month where I teach you how to start from the very beginning of how to coach, the business of coaching, how to have a conversation where you're hearing what someone's saying and what they're not saying, which is actually more important and louder, but you have to learn how to tune into that. And I teach you the whole business from starting all the way to, okay, now I want to put these people in groups and I want to get to that impact. I want to get to that influence and I want to get to that income. So.
And what would you say is like, typically, what could you charge, right? A client for coaching, right? And so is it, do you charge $100? Do you charge
Who charges $100?
I don't know. I'm just, you say you burned $100.
Who charges $100?
Yeah.
No, in all seriousness, coaching is an unregulated industry right now.
Yeah.
That's another reason why to go ahead and jump into it, because they're trying to regulate the industry.
Wow.
Right now, it's an unregulated industry. I have a lot of therapists that come to me to get trained because in therapy, it is regulated and they have a max to how much they can charge.
Ooh,
They have a top end depending on how much the insurance is going to pay. Well, with coaching, it's unregulated, so you can charge what you want. That doesn't mean just wake up and come up with a number, right? Yeah. But there is no top end. So I look at it like this. I have my clients think of it like this. Look at how much money someone could generate in the course of a year from what you teach them and make it at least a tenth of that. So if someone could make $100,000 in a year from what you teach them, then at a minimum, you should be charging $10,000. That's a tenth of that.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that you can't charge more. That means at a minimum, because keep in mind that if they're positioned with what you teach them to make $100K in a year, you're not taking that knowledge back out of their head at the end of the year.
Right.
So that's just what they could make in a year.
Right.
So that's how you begin to
But
price.
over the lifetime.
Over the lifetime.
They're going.
So why would you charge somebody $250 for that? It's not even believable.
Yeah.
Especially if you're trying to reach premium buyers.
Yeah.
And why wouldn't you be?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? Because I take it you're probably a premium buyer.
Oh,
yes.
100%.
100%. If it's a generalist or a VIP, which one are you going for?
VIP.
VIP, and if there's one higher than that, we're going there too. We're going there too,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
So you have to look at it like you have to charge a price that is going to attract the type of person. We're not talking about money at this point.
Yeah.
The type of person you want in your energy and in your program.
Yeah. Yeah.
You charge $250 for your coaching program.
Yeah.
No one who is trying to change their life is going to believe that it's going to change their life.
100%.
You charge $250, you're going to attract people who wear bonnets in public.
Yeah.
And those types of people. Can I be real?
No, 100%.
We said we could keep it 100, right?
100. Yeah.
You gave me permission. So you have to look at your pricing and understand what type of person it is attracting.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So,
and I love that you said that. I want to expound on that a little bit because it's a mindset though.
Absolutely.
Because I'll be 100% honest. I didn't learn that until I got my first luxury car, right? When I got an everyday Dodge or whatever, there was a certain level of service I got, from having that car or whatever the case may be. And I remember the first, Mercedes I got into, the experience was just different. And I was like, oh, I can't go back. Like I can't go back to no disrespect to anybody got a Dodge, but I can't go back. And even on a plane, right?
Yes.
I used to be one of the people who used to walk by first class and be like, oh, they just want to show off because they got money or whatever. And I go to my economy seat, tight and mad, right? But the first time you experience first class, you're like, oh, I don't have to wait in line. I get on first. I get off first.
They keep trying to feed
me. Right? It's like a whole experience.
Yes.
And so if I have a choice between experience, and it's not even about other people, it's about what I want to experience for myself. When I realized that, I'm like, oh, I want to buy premium all the time. But it took me to get there, right? And so how do you help change someone's mindset to realize that, look, if there's an opportunity to take advantage of the premium, take advantage of the premium? How do you help them change their mindset?
They have to first want to. They really do. Some people want to be a victim.
Ooh, say that again.
Some people they really do want to be a victim.
Yeah.
And they want to call Keisha and them, and they want to call mom and them, and they want to be the one complaining.
Yeah.
When somebody hops in my DMs or they send an email, the first thing I'm trying to figure out is, are they serious or are they curious? I sort people. Just like in my challenge, I have a general and I have a VIP. Not for the price, but because I need folks to be sorting themselves as they're coming into our inbox.
Yeah.
And I talk to my VIPs completely different because I already know that they already want more. Right. It doesn't mean that they have more. It means they put an extra $200 on the line to say they want more. So I make sure that my content on the front end is drawing in a premium mentality person. So that's where it starts. It's like, your question was like, how do you change that?
Yeah.
They have to want to change it. But I make sure my content, if you're on my page, is speaking to the difference in making that transition. But it's also about wanting to walk in abundance.
Yeah.
And you wear it every day.
Yes,
Abundance is your birthright. We didn't make it up.
Yep.
It's in the good book.
Yeah.
Abundance is your birthright, but you have to want to tap into that.
Yeah.
People have to want to tap into that.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the truth, right? Because when we say abundance is your birthright, you could have an abundance of abundance, or you could have an abundance of lack. You could choose.
You can choose.
Right? You could have an abundance of victories or abundance of victimhood.
Right. Depending on what you focus on.
Yeah.
Not only, you said you can choose, here's the thing, you get to choose. You get to choose.
Yeah.
But can I go just a little bit deep, just a hair?
Let's go.
What I think what most people, especially in our culture, and I'll say it, don't realize that many of us, including me, grew up with a lack mindset because, and this is developed by the time you're 7 years old in your subconscious. Because if you were the child that went to the grocery store with your mom, and when you go in, she says, don't look at nothing, don't touch nothing, don't ask for nothing. You know what I'm talking about,
absolutely,
right?
100%.
What that said to you, right? Just don't ask for nothing. So what that instilled in me, in you, probably in many of us, is there's a lack
100%.
of something.
Yeah.
Well, you don't realize that happened. It was established by the time you were 7 years old.
Yeah.
So what happens is you grow up to be an adult, and it's ingrained in your subconscious to focus on lack.
Yeah.
And until you realize that about yourself, you don't know that you can change it around in your subconscious. A little bit deep. We won't go there.
Yeah.
But it's something I teach inside of my programs, NLP. You can change that around until you're intentional about it. Like, why am I so cheap?
Right.
She want to go where?
Yeah.
How much money do I have? Money is an unlimited resource.
Unlimited. Say that again.
It's unlimited as air.
Say that again. Yep.
In your subconscious, that's what makes your heart beat.
Yeah.
That's what makes you breathe.
Yeah.
But you don't get up and say, well, I hope it's enough air for me today. I hope my heart beats all day. Because it's subconsciously. But what if you could make the production of money and the abundance of clients? What if you could put that in your subconscious and know every day, clients come to me. They're attracted to me. They have what I need. I have what they need.
Yeah.
I don't wake up and wonder where I'm going to get clients. I wake up and I be me.
Yeah.
And the clients are attracted to me. That's what I teach.
Oh, spicy. Hey, wait. I know you want to watch this next video, but listen, if you are an entrepreneur, business coach, business consultant, or a small business owner who has a story and wants to learn how to create multiple streams of income from your story, I need you to text me right now, my book, to 646-687-4152. That is my personal number. I have been an author for over 12 years. I've written 10 books. 4 of them have been bestsellers, and I've sold over 100,000 books. But I've also helped a lot of my clients take their expertise and put it into a story, then create multiple streams of income from that. So I want to help you do the same thing. So text my book to 646-687-4152. All right, let's go back to the video. So let's talk about that for a second, right? Because, I believe, and we know this, that there are a lot of people who want to have a level of success, and they think that there is something they have to do to get that level of success. And you said something that, you just wake up and be, and your clients are attracted to you. Expound on that a little bit.
The being comes from the belief that I am worthy, that I am divinely assigned, that I am walking in my purpose, and I'm doing God's work. I was born with this assignment. Everybody was born with their assignment, but some people never discover it. But when you do, what you do in that, abundance is attached to that. It's not separate. God did not give me an assignment and say, but the overflow and the abundance is separate. It's peanut butter and jelly. It's a package deal, right? It's a package deal.
Yeah.
So the more you step into the belief, anyone, the more they step into the belief of what they're supposed to be doing in this life, it begins to unroll and unfold, and everything flows from that.
Wow. And so what advice would you give to that person who, is seemingly walking in their purpose, right? Like they love what they do. They get up excited. But when they look at their bank account, like it's just, there's no, the vibration of their bank account is not showing them that what they doing is their actual purpose. How do they align themselves so that they're, there's a match,
Yes. It's availability. And this is going to sound, like frou-frou, but I promise it's not. It's availability and expectation. I expect greatness. I am only available for that. I don't operate from what if it doesn't work. That's not a thing.
Yeah.
I give no credence to what if it doesn't work. I give no credence to a plan B. I'm not available for that. I'm available for this.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's how is that person thinking, not just what are they doing. It's how are they thinking, how are they being, how are they living their life. Also, there are seasons. All this comes in seasons. You can't plant seeds. Like every day you get up and you're doing what you do for your podcast. You're planting seeds. And at some point there's a harvest. But in between planting those seeds and there being a harvest, what had to happen? You had to water those seeds. You had to turn that pot around so all sides of it could get the sun, right?
Yeah.
So there's seasons, but when it's time to turn it around to make sure all sides of it hit the sun, there's people that are digging it up. Is it still there? Is the seed still there? You planted it.
Yeah.
So when you plant it and you water it and you turn that pot around and you water it and you feed it, it has no choice but to grow. The only way it doesn't grow is if you keep digging it back up to see if it's still there.
And so if I hear you correctly, you're saying trust the process.
Trust the process.
Trust the process.
Absolutely.
And so what do you say? Because Scripture says faith without works is dead, right? And so people are out here like, all right, I'm working. I got faith. I'm working, but I don't see, I don't see the flourishness, how how do you get to that mind state of like, you know what? It's not about working harder, right? It's about working smarter.
It's about working smarter. I'm going to borrow a line from one of my favorite coaches, Myron Golden. It is so true. He says when it's not working for you, it's working in you and on you. And that is so true. Sometimes, and with some people, it takes it longer to work on the inside of them because maybe with some resistance in the beginning. Maybe they weren't leaning all the way in. Maybe their belief meter was a little bit lower than it needed to be. But when you allow it to work in you and on you, that's when it will begin to work for you.
And so talk to us a little bit about success of your students, right? Because I know a lot of times you have coaches who are teaching, but the best coaches are the ones that have receipts and results. So from people going through your challenge and your boot camp, like what are some of the successes you've had with some of your students?
The biggest success for my students, to me, is when they turn in their resignation letter to their job.
Yeah.
That is the biggest celebration that we do in our community when they have finally not only reached that financial hurdle, but they've reached that courage because it takes courage.
Yeah.
You can have the money. For anybody that's watching that has worked in corporate America, it's not just a financial place that you get to. That's got to be there too, because I don't let them quit just because they feel like it. I'm like, now come on, sis. We're not doing that. Because you're not going to be blaming me. They have to have their finances in order, yes, but they also have to have the courage to have that conversation with their good job. And that's the biggest win.
Yeah.
And probably in the past maybe 6 weeks, I've had probably 4 or 5 people leave their job in the past, month or so.
Wow.
And that's just like the biggest thing. And then being able to walk alongside them, because here's the thing. When you've been working at a job for 15, 20 years, they owned your mind for a long time.
Ooh.
You don't even know how to manage your own schedule.
Right. Wow.
And I'm telling you what I know because I worked for Department of Justice for almost 20 years. And I was happy when I left, but then when I come back from Jamaica after my celebration of leaving, I'm like, well, what do I do now?
like Shawshank Redemption, when they got home, they were like,
well, what's the schedule?
Yeah.
Is it lunch break yet?
Yeah.
Can
I use the bathroom, sir?
Can I use the bathroom, sir?
Yeah.
So you have to figure out a whole way of being.
Yeah.
So I walk with them through that, but to me, that's the biggest honor. In my community is when they leave their job.
And what would you say is the biggest challenge that as a life coach or life coaches in general that you have, that one can have?
Okay, so for the biggest challenge, it really depends on what level they're coming in at. If they're a beginner, the biggest challenge is, are people going to pay me for something that is easy for me to do? They just really have a hard time believing that someone will actually pay for that. So when they get their first client, they're just like blown out of the water. But then it's like game on.
Yeah.
People will pay me for this?
Yeah.
So that's the biggest challenge for beginners. The biggest challenge for people who are scaling and are going from one-on-one to group is, am I going to be able to make the impact in a group that I make one-on-one.
Yeah.
Those are the two biggest mindset hurdles.
Yeah. Yeah. And just for clarity, right? Because I know we we say walk in your divine purpose. We threw out, life coach, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's the definition? Like, what is a life coach?
A life coach is someone that can take a situation that you're in and help you through it and help you progress in it.
Yeah.
Now, I think it stands to explain how that's different from therapy, because I get that question a lot. Therapy, when someone is a licensed therapist, they're looking at your past and helping you work through trauma in your past. A life coach is more looking at a goal that you're trying to reach, something that you're trying to obtain, and they're helping you get there. That's the difference. And a life coach might be with you 6 months. They might be with you a year. A therapist, you might be with that same therapist for years because you're working through deep-rooted trauma. That said, a lot of people have a therapist and a life coach because they're working in two different elements.
Yeah. Yeah. And I love that. And so talk to us about your challenge, right? Who is the challenge for? And what could people expect from spending 5 days with Coach Kelly J and her team?
Yes, spending 5 days with me and my team, we strip back your whole belief system. It's not just what you're going to learn. It's what you're going to learn to unlearn. I don't put that on the landing page, so y'all don't tell nobody. But it's learning the methodology of how to take a group of people and a group of individuals and put them in a group to get to the bag faster and work less.
Yeah.
So if you're somebody that wants to, get your time freedom back, work less and make more, the challenge is definitely for you. Whether you're new or whether you're seasoned and you're like, I don't know how to put people in a group and get the same impact.
No, I love that. And make sure, listen, you got to decide what type of person you are. If you are a VIP who's worthy, who wants the best, you gotta jump into the VIP. If you jump in general admission, it's all good. Like if you if you want to jump into general admission, that's fine. And one of the things that I've learned, and then I think you said this earlier too, was that you can't coach people if you don't have a coach.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Why is that?
Because there's always another level that you're trying to get to, and every single person on the planet has blind spots. No matter how good you are inside the jar. Yeah. If you're inside the jar, someone has to be able to read that label to you and tell you what's going on. Yeah. So morally, I don't think it's right for you to be coaching people if you don't have a coach yourself. Yeah. Also, morally, it's not right for you to be charging someone what you haven't paid either. Yeah. You can't be out here in these streets trying to charge somebody $20,000 for something if you haven't paid over $2,000.
Yeah. No, and that's the truth. I remember, Fast Out the Neo, man, I remember I had a coaching program that I think I was charging like $3,500. But the results I was getting was for my clients was ridiculous, right? And, he was like, yo, man, like, why are you charging that little? And I was like, I don't know. He said, man, it's because you never paid it. And I thought about it and I was like, yo, he's right, because the most I had paid for like a course was like $5,000. And I had never paid high ticket. And so I was like, nah, I'm not, I didn't feel right charging, you know what I'm saying? But then once, man, we spent some bread.
Money,
I think I'm in 6 figures of coaching so far that I've paid.
And we don't want none of our money back because we're getting the results.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's what I was going to say, because, by paying that amount of money, first of all, I'm not afraid to charge what my programs are worth. But then the information that I'm getting and the people I'm around, I've already made my money back. Absolutely. And that's in a couple of months. You know what I'm saying?
That's a lifetime connection.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
If you are an entrepreneur, business coach, or small business owner who wants to get more visibility for your product or service, then consider advertising on Inside the Vault. We have been seen and heard over 2 million times, and as the show continues to grow, Your ad would be embedded in our episodes forever, so the return on investments on advertising with us is unmeasurable and invaluable. If you're interested in this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, then text podcast to 646-687-4152 or email us at info@insidethevaultshow.com. Allow your business to get the visibility that it deserves.
All right, so we're gonna do it. Before we get into our lightning round, I do want to ask, if you would, where you are right now, as an entrepreneur, as a mother, as a wife, as a friend, if you were to go back to 18-year-old Kelly, what advice are you giving her?
Ooh, that's a great question. I would say just do you, and that college is not everything that you thought it was.
Explain.
We were raised in my era. I mean, I don't know how old you are. I'm probably a little bit older than you, but we were raised in my era that you go to college and you get a good job and you get married and you have children and you buy a house. And so that's what I did. I went to college. I did all the right things. I was, valedictorian, hired fresh out of college into the government. I did what the success plan was, but I didn't have to, but I didn't realize that because I didn't have an example of doing anything other than that.
Yep.
So if I had to go back and talk to the 18-year-old Kelly, it would tell her to be free as a bird.
Yeah. I love that. All right, so we're going to do our lightning round. And in our lightning round, we are inside the vault, literally, right? And what we do is we take bank terms and we flip them for us inside the vault. So the first term that we're gonna do is deposit slip, right? When you go into a bank, you fill out a deposit slip. You're putting money inside the bank, right? But for us inside the vault, a deposit slip is a money mistake, a slip up that you've made with money. So what would you say has been your biggest deposit slip? Biggest mistake you've made with money?
The biggest mistake I've made with money would be, that's a good one, because I'm kind of conservative. Spending money that people promised that they were going to pay.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah. Expand a little bit.
And having to realize the money hasn't been wired until it says it's been wired.
Right.
Right. Not taking people at their word for what they say they're going to do, because it's just all talk.
Yeah. No, I love it. Second word is charge off, right? Charge off. You borrow money from the bank. You don't pay the money back. The bank is going to try to get the money, but eventually, like, you know what? I'm charging off this. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to keep trying to go after this. But for us inside the vault, charge off is about what type of people or mindsets did you have to charge off, on your journey?
Ooh, I love this one because I say in my community all the time, working with me and my team is not an amount of money. You can't just pay to work with us. You apply to work with me and my team. We're big in the energy space.
Yeah.
So I don't care if you're writing me $100,000 check. We're just going to just charge that off and give you a refund if your energy is wrong.
Yeah. No, I love it. All right, last but not least, ATM. Another teachable moment, right? So normally you go to the ATM, you put your card in, the ATM machine is giving you some money. You dropped a lot of gems on us, but give us one more. Give us another teachable moment. Leave our audience with a gem that they're gonna walk away with and understand. Like, you know what? I gotta tap in with Coach Kelly. Give us that last gem. ATM. Another teachable moment.
Another teachable moment is if you put yourself in a space where you are willing to walk in that divine assignment, you create the right ecosystem for your business. You can take people from a free workshop to a 30-day boot camp, and to a high-ticket program. So anyone that comes into one of my programs can be charging high ticket in the next 60 days if they're willing to lean into it.
Yeah. All right, y'all. So Coach Kelly J, listen, make sure y'all tap into her 5-day challenge where she's going to teach you how to scale your business, scale your income, your impact. Go to InsideGroupCoaching.com. Coach Kelly, tell them again what they're going to get for the 5 days.
Yes, for the 5 days, you're going to get the opportunity to come spend 5 days, 90 minutes a day with me and my team, where we're going to teach you how to take your what you teach from one-on-one into a group coaching business model so you can create more impact, influence, and income.
All right, y'all. So tap in. If people wanted to, connect with you, follow you online, where can they find you?
You can follow me on Instagram at Coach Kelly J. You can reach me on my website at CoachKellyJ.com. And you can follow me on YouTube at Coach Kelly J on demand.
All right, y'all. Another awesome episode of Inside the Vault with Ash Cash. We are closing out the vault. Make sure you visit our website, InsideTheVaultShow.com. Listen. I need y'all to subscribe. I need you to rate. I need you to review. I need you to make us the #1 financial literacy podcast on the planet. So stop playing. Stop being stingy. It's free. Make sure you go to InsideTheVaultShow.com. All of that stuff and be there. Follow us on all social media platforms at Inside the Vault. And me, I am Ash Cash. Make sure you visit me, IamAshCash.com. Follow me on all social media platforms at I am Ash Cash. And I'll see you next time in God's will. Same time, same place. Peace.
Oh yeah. You want Ash Cash, you can catch it right here in the vault.